about ready to start this wonderful occasion. Those of you standing around the edges may have to move around if you really want to see us. We're going to be standing here on the stage, the singer's going to be here on the stage, so you may want to move around into the sun. So on behalf of Project Pride, I really want to welcome all of you here today for this very, very special, long overdue event. Dedication of long overdue recognition of Robert Howard and his contributions to the literary world all around the physical world. And to make it even more special, we're doing it on the anniversary of his death date, June 11th, 1936. That just makes it even more special. Our thanks to Judy Luter and the Callahan County Historical Commission for making this all happen. It's been kind of a long process. We'd like to also thank our local Greg Turner and his helper Robert Simons for building the foundation for this. Greg donated his time and effort for this, so that's a very special contribution for him. And Project Pride bought this house in 1989 with the dream of restoring it to its original look. There was already a support system in place. Howard heads, all kinds of addresses all over the place. Just came pouring out of the woodwork to help in all kinds of ways. And this relationship continues to grow today. Through the Robert E. Howard Foundation and Project Pride, we jointly plan the Robert E. Howard Days. So it's been a growing, wonderful relationship with the whole Robert Howard world of you guys out there. In a normal year, for Howard Days, we'll have about 20 states represented, about 3 or 4 foreign countries. This year, we've broken all kinds of records, simply because you weren't here last year, and I think because Roy Thomas is here this year, and so many of you came in to Robert Howard through the comics as young teenagers, so it's been a real draw this year. So we've broken all kinds of records. We've got probably over 150 people from over 20 states, John, Texas, and one Richmond. Patrice was the only one that could make it from overseas this year for all kinds of reasons. Throughout the year, we give 5 or 6 tours a month here. Not a great many, but they come from all over. And they take dead aim on Cross Plains in the Robert E. Howard Museum to learn more about the man and the environment that fed his imagination. You all know what imagination he had. And to think that he developed that in this little town out in the middle of nowhere, that's just pretty amazing. When we started this house, we really thought it was going to be the key that would bring the world to our doorstep. It has literally done that many times over. The world has just come to see the Robert E. Howard Museum. So we're just really grateful to finally have the opportunity to recognize our hometown writer and to see that he gets the recognition he deserves for all that he's given all of us. Hope that you special guests will stay around and visit the museum if you've not been in the museum to see how it has been restored. Such a time it looked like when the Howards lived here. So at this point I want to recognize Judy Luter from the Callahan County Historical Commission, who really started the ball rolling on this, is very instrumental for making it all happen. Thank you so much.
I'd like to welcome you all here from the Callahan County Historical Commission, and also I'd like to recognize some of the people that have come. We have Texas Representative Glenn Rogers, and we have Callahan County Judge Scott Niven, and we have some Howard kin here. We have Brad Howard and Jim Howard. Dr. Howard would have been Brad's great-great-uncle and Jim's great-great-great-uncle. So we appreciate y'all coming. We're getting ready to do the flag ceremony. This is done by the American Legion Post 423, and the national anthem will be sung by John Kirby. here.
Dismissed.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets made glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, John. Doesn't he do a great job? And we want to thank the American Legion also. Yes. And now we're going to have a word from the Robert E. Howard Foundation. We're going to have Rusty Burke and Paul Herman come up and say a word.
I want to say a real quick word and then turn it over to Paul. In 1985, when I first visited Cross Plains with my friend Vern Clark, on our way back to Houston, I was saying, wouldn't it be great if we could get other Robert E. Howard fans to come and see this house really, and see the countryside and really appreciate what a staggering imagination he had to have to create what he did for all of this. Vern said, "You're nuts. Nobody's going to come to the middle of nowhere to see an old farmhouse." Well, apparently they did. I first met Joan McCowan in 1986 at the Cross Plains Library when I was getting ready to make arrangements for our first trip. And from that day to this, we've had a special relationship with the Cross Plains Library, with Project Pride. The citizens of Cross Plains have just welcomed us with open arms, and we're so proud to be here.
The foundation started in 2007 with the goal of helping promote the scholarship and study and understanding of Robert E. Howard. And just as Arlene said, we take a lot of pride in having the opportunity to work with Project Pride and the fine people of Cross Plains. Robert E. Howard was a true son of Texas. When he got in his letters, you see where he argues about how great Texas is and how tough and great the people of Texas are. He was one of the proudest sons of Texas you will ever see. We also try to make sure people get a chance to read all of Howard, not just Conan's a great start, and those are great stories. That's 22 stories out of 600. Okay, he wrote a lot of stuff. We're more than happy to help you guys see more of the rest of it, all sorts of genres, all sorts of stuff. There's a lot of things to learn about Bob Howard. We look forward in the future to continuing to work with Project Pride to try to help provide whatever people need to help them come to Bob Howard and come to this part of Texas and see what this is about and enjoy this show. We know who does the heavy lifting, but we hope we can do our part too in some small way to help them get their job done. Thank you so much.
So this marker dedication has been a long time coming. In the fall of 2018, the county commission voted to go ahead and do this marker. At the time we went to Project Pride and everything was approved, I think it was 2, maybe 3 weeks before the application deadline. So most of the times that wouldn't be nearly enough time to get a marker done, an application done. But I didn't have to do the hard work. All of the Howard scholars had already been working on all the information I needed. There were so many books, articles, research papers, Robert E. Howard Foundation people, the Project Pride people, so many people to ask and to gather the information from. So all I needed to do was take the information that had already been gathered and fit whatever needed to go into the application. So it was able to get turned in time. Now you might think, well, that was 2018, why are we here now? Well, they approved the markers in January, I think it was January or February of 2019. And then the state itself writes the inscription. So they wrote it, and then we sent in a correction. It was corrected, and then we were on the list for the foundry. Then the foundry that's done the markers for many, many years quit making the markers for the state. And as you know, nothing happens fast with the state, because for one thing, they only meet once a quarter, so they had to figure out what they needed, take in the bids, look at all the bids, make a decision on a foundry. That was all done. Then we were back on the list, and then COVID happened. So here we are now, finally, getting ready to unveil. It was the fastest application I've ever written, and the slowest between the approval and the dedication that I've ever done. So I want to thank everyone for coming again, and we're getting ready to unveil. We've got to help unveil is going to be Fred. Fred is with Project Pride. Fred Patachek, is that right? Patachek. And Representative Glenn Rogers, Judge Niffen, Paul Herman from Project Pride, from the Robert E. Howard Foundation, and then Brad and Jim Howard are going to help with the unveiling. And we hope that you do all stay and tour the home if you haven't. We're ready to unveil. Can we get a picture before everybody goes in? Can we get a picture of everyone that's helped to unveil?